dollars in profit each month. This tiny creature is known as the chevrotain, or more commonly, the mouse deer. Despite its name, it is not a rodent, but a unique mammal that resembles a miniature deer. In today's story, we'll explore the fascinating world of chevrotain farming, from their natural habitat to the economic opportunities they offer. Everything you're about to hear is based on real-world experience from farms across Southeast Asia. Raising chevrotains begins with understanding their needs. These animals are sensitive and require an environment that mimics their natural habitat as closely as possible. Creating a stress-free space allows them to adapt faster, remain healthy, and breed more efficiently. A quiet, shaded enclosure with minimal disturbance is ideal. For space, an area of roughly 50 square meters is sufficient for a small group of 3 to 4 chevrotains. This gives them room to move, forage, and display natural behaviors like digging and exploring. The floor should be made of soft, moist soil, which enables them to dig instinctively and stay connected to their environment. The enclosure's walls should be built using durable wire mesh, high enough to keep the animals secure while preventing other animals from entering. Around the pen, planting trees and shrubs helps create a more natural setting. Not only do these plants provide shade, but they also reduce stress and help the chevrotains feel protected. Although chevrotains are well adapted to tropical climates, it is crucial to maintain a stable temperature between 72 and 82 degrees Fahrenheit. Humidity should stay between 60 to 80%. This range supports healthy skin, optimal digestion, and strong immunity. Rainy seasons can bring their own challenges. Prolonged exposure to moisture may lead to illness. Therefore, each enclosure should have a sheltered area to keep the animals dry and warm during heavy rains. This prevents common infections and maintains overall health. In terms of diet, chevrotains thrive on fresh greens such as cabbage leaves, lettuce, and Napier grass. Each adult consumes around 2.2 to 4.4 pounds of fresh food per day, which adds up to over 130 pounds per individual per month. Alongside these greens, they require a small amount of supplemental pellet feed. This ensures they receive essential vitamins and minerals to support immune function and healthy growth. Clean water must be available at all times. Each chevrotain drinks around 1 to 1.5 liters of water per day. This helps with digestion, regulates body temperature, and keeps the animal active, especially in warm and humid climates. The cost of raising chevrotains varies. On average, it can range from $200 to $300 per month per group. This includes food, water, veterinary care, and housing maintenance. While the upfront investment may seem high, the returns can be significant if the farm is well managed. Health monitoring is essential. Chevrotains are prone to certain illnesses, such as pneumonia, which often results from sudden changes in weather. Diarrhea may occur due to spoiled food or digestive sensitivity. Parasites, both internal and external, are also a common concern. Farm staff typically deworm the animals regularly and keep the enclosures clean to prevent outbreaks. One of the chevrotain's most impressive traits is its rapid reproductive cycle. Females can become pregnant every 30 to 35 days, and the gestation period lasts only about 3 weeks. They typically give birth to 1 or 2 offspring at a time. Although the litter size is small, the high frequency of reproduction and high survival rate lead to rapid herd expansion under good conditions. Newborn chevrotains remain close to their mothers for the first 4 to 6 weeks. During this time, they learn to forage, navigate the environment, and gradually become more independent. By 6 weeks of age, they can move freely and forage on their own, although they may continue to stay near their mothers for added security. Raising chevrotains is more than just a hobby, it's an economic opportunity. I once met a breeder in Thailand who started with only 10 chevrotains in a small backyard. After a year of dedicated research and care, his herd grew quickly. Today, he manages hundreds of animals and earns thousands of dollars each month by selling breeding stock and supplying meat to high-end restaurants. Chevrotain meat is highly prized in many Asian cuisines. With prices reaching up to $230 per pound, it's considered a delicacy for its tender texture and unique flavor. In culinary circles, the meat is known for its richness and natural sweetness. One popular preparation involves grilling it with traditional spices like garlic, chili, and lemongrass. The result is a flavorful dish with a crispy exterior and juicy interior. It's also common to see chevrotain meat preserved by drying, turning it into a chewy and aromatic snack. Each dish reflects not only regional tastes, but also the cultural importance of this rare animal. But beyond the commercial side, chevretains face a serious conservation challenge. In the wild, their numbers are rapidly declining. Only about 5,000 to 10,000 individuals remain globally. According to the International Union for Conservation of Nature, IUCN, some species of chevretains are now classified as vulnerable or even critically endangered. The Javan chevretain, for example, is found only on the islands of Java and Sumatra in Indonesia. Its wild population has dropped to between 250 and 2,500 individuals. The reasons are clear. Deforestation, urban expansion, illegal hunting, and competition from invasive species have all contributed to the destruction of their habitat. Efforts to save them are underway. The Indonesian government and several international conservation groups have launched programs to protect these animals. These include the creation of wildlife sanctuaries, community education campaigns, and stronger enforcement against poaching. One touching story comes from a wildlife rescue center in Indonesia. A wounded chevrotain was found caught in a poacher's trap. After months of treatment and care, it was successfully released back into the wild. Stories like this show that with human intervention and compassion, even the most vulnerable species can be given a second chance. Raising chevrotains responsibly offers more than just profit. It's an opportunity to preserve a remarkable species while exploring new avenues in sustainable farming. With proper care, ethical breeding practices, and a focus on conservation, these tiny animals can thrive, not just on farms, but in the wild as well. And now, we leave the world of chevrotains and prepare to enter a different realm of nature, where bamboo forests hide a new and equally fascinating story. Welcome to the land of majestic Palmyra trees, where the landscape is not only stunning, but deeply tied to local life and economy. These trees aren't just part of the scenery, they're cherished companions, providing sap, sugar, and delicious, refreshing treats. But getting fruit or sap from a Palmyra tree takes a remarkable amount of patience, around 30 years in fact. Not everyone is willing to wait that long, but for those who do, the rewards are worth it. Farmers who grow Palmyra know this tree will never let them down. Throughout the decades, these trees require care and close attention. While Palmyra trees are hardy, capable of enduring drought and intense heat, they still depend on the skillful hands of farmers to grow and thrive. It's a task that demands time and devotion. When harvest season arrives, the real work begins. Farmers climb trees that reach over 100 feet high to collect sap or fruit. They don't rely on advanced machines, only a strong belt and practiced technique. With incredible balance and strength, they ascend these towering trees, reaching for ripe fruit clusters high in the canopy. One slip and the entire harvest could be lost. But these farmers know what they're doing. Each cut is precise, each movement deliberate. A single cluster of Palmyra fruit can weigh up to 30 pounds and contains dozens of dark, fibrous fruits, each protecting a jelly-like treasure inside. Climbing such heights isn't something just anyone can do. But for these farmers, it's routine, done with confidence and grace. With a small cut to the flower, they can collect liters of sap daily. Clay or bamboo containers are fastened to the tree, capturing each slow drop of the sweet liquid. Day after day, from morning until night, this process continues. Once gathered, the sap is filtered and cooked in large iron pots. This isn't just boiling, it's an exact science. One misstep and the sap could burn, turning it bitter. But with steady, experienced hands, the farmers stir and watch as the golden liquid thickens. The aroma grows stronger, and the moment arrives to mold it into blocks of palm sugar, rich, nutritious, and deeply valued in many traditional dishes. The sweet scent of freshly made palm sugar is hard to resist. And from this same tree, another treasure comes, the Palmyra fruit. Beneath its tough shell lies soft, jelly-like flesh, cool and refreshing, often transformed into beloved street foods and desserts. One of the most popular treats? Palm fruit ice. Just crushed ice and syrup made from palm sugar and fruit flesh. Simple, yet the perfect answer to a hot day. The Palmyra tree is more than a plant. It's a legacy. From sap to sugar, from fruit to snack, it supports a whole way of life. And now we journey on to the world of the coconut tree. Across vast fields, coconut palms rise tall under a warm sun. The environment here is ideal for their growth. Lush green landscapes stretch to the horizon. But don't let this natural beauty hide the hard work beneath. Managing a coconut farm requires planning, precision, and agricultural knowledge. Before planting even begins, farmers prepare intricate canal systems throughout the plantation. These canals serve both for irrigation and transportation. Small boats move easily between rows of trees, making harvest and care more efficient. A perfect example of traditional solutions meeting modern needs. The soil is prepared carefully. One interesting technique used to enhance coconut flavor: adding salt to the planting area. It boosts the sweetness of the coconut water and helps deter certain pests and fungi. Fertilizing with organic matter is also essential, and spacing trees about 6 to 8 meters apart ensures each one has room to grow. Coconut trees are a long-term investment. They take about 5 to 7 years to start bearing fruit, but once they do, they continue producing for 60 to 80 years. Even better, they bloom throughout the year, allowing farmers to harvest coconuts regularly and maintain steady incomes. When it's time to harvest, long poles are used to bring down the ripe coconuts with care. Precision is crucial to avoid damaging the fruit. Once down, the coconuts often fall into nearby water channels, ready for collection. Coconuts are packed with nutrients. The water inside is rich in electrolytes like potassium and magnesium, making it a natural way to hydrate. And the mature coconut meat is filled with healthy fats and proteins. Once harvested, coconuts are bundled and floated down the canals, a transport method that is both simple and efficient. Many of these farms are family-run, with generations working together. These farms are more than just businesses, they're communities, where every member plays a role. From the field, coconuts are taken to processing centers. There, they're cleaned, peeled, and sorted for local use and export. Their global popularity continues to rise, and logistics play a crucial role in ensuring freshness when they reach international markets. But the coconut tree offers more than just food. Its leaves become roofs and baskets, its husks are spun into ropes, its shells carved into utensils, and even its roots hold medicinal value. Every part of the tree serves a purpose. This journey through the coconut and Palmyra trees reveals the heart of agricultural life, where tradition, resilience, and innovation intertwine. From careful planting to expert harvesting, from patient tending to delicious results, these trees are more than crops. They're lifelines. We hope this journey has shown you the dedication behind every sweet drop of sap and every refreshing coconut. There's still much more to discover, so stay with us as we continue exploring the rich world of agriculture and the people who bring it to life. Welcome to AgroTech Solutions. Have you ever wondered how factories manage the production of millions of chicken eggs? Or how broiler chickens are raised efficiently on large farms? Today, we'll take you behind the scenes into a world of cutting-edge technology and meticulous care, where innovation meets the age-old practice of poultry farming to deliver clean, safe, and high-quality chicken products to your table. Let's start from the very beginning, the eggs. Each day, freshly laid eggs are collected from nests inside specially designed chicken housing systems. Early morning is the optimal time for collection, as eggs are still warm and fresh. On modern farms, this process is now fully automated. Automatic egg collection systems minimize human interference, which not only reduces the stress on hens, but also helps maintain a steady rate of egg production. These systems transport the eggs directly from the nests to a clean storage facility outside the coop, efficiently, safely, and hygienically. Once collected, the eggs go through a rigorous inspection process. Every egg is checked by a combination of human workers and specialized light-based technology. This inspection identifies any eggs that are cracked, misshapen, or contaminated. Only the highest quality eggs, those with strong shells, centered yolks, and clear egg whites, are selected to move on to the incubation phase. Before incubation, eggs are placed in special trays and stored at room temperature, typically between 20 to 22 degrees Celsius for 24 hours. This step helps stabilize the internal environment of each egg and boosts hatching success. After this resting period, the eggs are transferred to incubators where the real magic begins. In modern incubation rooms, the temperature is kept stable at around 38 degrees Celsius. Advanced machines like the James Way Platinum 2 incubator are capable of handling up to 120,000 eggs at a time. These machines automatically rotate the eggs every hour, simulating the natural behavior of hens and ensuring even embryo development. Thanks to precise control over temperature and humidity, these incubators offer the perfect environment to maximize hatch rates. After 18 days of incubation, eggs are transferred into hatching baskets. This ensures that as chicks begin to emerge, they do so safely and without becoming trapped. Once hatched, chicks are taken to a sorting area. There, trained staff carefully remove any remaining eggshells, inspect the health of each chick, and classify them according to industry standards. This ensures only healthy chicks continue on to the next stage of development. The first 72 hours of a chick's life are critical. During this time, stable temperatures of around 35 degrees Celsius must be maintained. Warmth creates a sense of safety and comfort. The chicks are fed a special diet rich in essential nutrients to support rapid growth. Clean water is provided at all times. Equally important is cleanliness. Dry, disinfected bedding helps prevent disease. Vaccination plays a crucial role in chick care. Early vaccination boosts immunity and protects chicks from common poultry diseases, giving them the strongest start possible. Next comes sexing, the process of identifying the gender of each chick. This is an important step in modern poultry farming. Female chicks are typically selected for egg production or meat, while male chicks, which are not as economically viable in certain systems, are often culled. However, new technologies like in ovo sexing now allow farmers to identify the sex of the embryo before hatching, leading to more humane practices and reducing waste in the supply chain. Once sexed, the chicks are packed into specially designed trays and transported to rearing farms. There, under the care of farmers and veterinarians, they grow into healthy birds, ready for egg production or meat processing. On the farm, chicks are kept in well-ventilated, clean environments with access to appropriate lighting and heating. They are given high-quality, balanced feed and monitored closely for signs of disease. Water is always available, and the living conditions, including bedding, temperature and airflow, are carefully managed to ensure optimal growth. As the birds mature, they enter what's called the grower stage. Here, the focus shifts to supporting muscular and skeletal development. Chickens are given more space to move freely. Proper stocking density is important. It helps reduce stress and leg disorders while improving overall meat quality. Eventually, the chickens reach the finishing stage. At this point, their weight and muscle tone stabilize. Most broiler chickens are harvested between 6 to 8 weeks of age. This timing ensures the best balance between meat tenderness and production efficiency. Gentle handling during transport to processing facilities is vital to reduce stress and maintain the quality of the meat. At the processing plant, chickens are first cleaned, defeathered, and inspected to meet strict food safety standards. They are then moved through a series of automated steps, including rapid chilling to preserve freshness. The chickens are sorted by size and intended use, whether for direct packaging or further processing. Each step in this highly controlled process is designed to maximize efficiency while ensuring food safety and product quality. This modern poultry processing line represents the culmination of scientific advances, strict hygiene standards, and automation, all working together to feed millions of people. Chicken meat is a staple around the world, valued for its high nutritional content and versatility. It's a rich source of lean protein, selenium, and B vitamins. Compared to red meats like beef or pork, chicken contains lower levels of saturated fat and cholesterol, making it ideal for a heart-healthy diet. Its mild taste and adaptability make it suitable for all kinds of recipes, from traditional family dinners to high-end gourmet cuisine. Now, let's take a closer look at another fascinating area of poultry farming: geese. Domesticated thousands of years ago, geese have been raised for both their meat and their luxurious feathers. Today, geese farming has grown into a thriving industry in various parts of the world. Breeds like the skygrass goose are especially prized for their adaptability and meat quality. The journey begins with careful egg selection. Farmers choose eggs that are uniform in size, with no visible cracks. These eggs are incubated at temperatures between 29 to 37 degrees Celsius and humidity levels of 55 to 60%. Periodic cooling and spraying mimic natural nesting behaviors, encouraging proper embryo development. After hatching, goslings are vaccinated and placed in warm, clean rearing areas with access to nutrient-rich starter feed. The environment must remain dry, well ventilated and warm, especially during colder months. As the geese grow, many farms release them into natural pastures, allowing them to forage and build resilience. This outdoor method improves their overall health and enhances the flavor of their meat, especially important for high-end products like foie gras. By 60 to 70 days of age, the geese are ready for processing. Prior to slaughter, they are fed a specialized diet that promotes liver development. This careful feeding process results in the high-quality, flavorful foie gras served in gourmet dishes around the world. In the factory, trained workers handle each goose with care. The liver is extracted precisely to preserve its integrity, reflecting the expertise and traditions behind this celebrated delicacy. From eggs to chicks, and from geese to gourmet meals, modern poultry farming is a remarkable fusion of tradition, science, and technology. At AgroTech Solutions, we're proud to bring you these stories from the heart of agriculture. Subscribe and turn on notifications to explore more groundbreaking innovations in farming. Have you ever paused to think about the journey of a single peach, the sweet, juicy kind you find in your local supermarket? It's easy to take them for granted, but behind each one lies a story of soil, sunlight, and an extraordinary amount of care. Today, we'll uncover that story. Welcome to the peach orchards of the United States. Each year, the US produces over 620,000 tons of peaches. California alone is responsible for more than 80% of this yield, making it the heartland of peach farming. But this isn't just about agriculture. It's a blend of dedication, tradition, and technology. Let's take a closer look. The peach growing season begins in late winter or early spring. After a long dormant period, vast peach orchards slowly awaken. Farmers prepare their fields and begin planting. On average, about 142 peach trees are planted per acre, spaced to maximize sunlight exposure and ensure healthy growth. Right after planting, the tops of the young trees are pruned. This helps direct nutrients toward the development of strong roots and a healthy trunk, setting the foundation for future harvests. Water is critical. Each tree requires between 1 to 1.5 inches of water per day, depending on weather and soil conditions. Overwatering or underwatering can severely affect the fruit's quality. That's why many farms now use drip irrigation systems to deliver water directly to the roots with precision. Peach trees take around 3 to 4 years to mature before they bear their first harvest. But once mature, a single acre can yield up to 12,000 pounds of peaches. Across the United States, this translates into thousands of tons of peaches picked each year. As early spring arrives, buds begin to appear. This is a crucial stage as the trees become vulnerable to pests, especially sap-sucking insects that can weaken them. Farmers apply targeted pesticides and natural repellents to protect the trees. Shortly after, the blossoms arrive. The sight of peach trees in full bloom is breathtaking, rows upon rows of soft pink flowers stretching toward the horizon. During this flowering stage, farmers perform another important task: thinning. Not all blossoms are left to grow into fruit. Instead, about 40% are removed by hand to control the number of peaches each tree will bear. This ensures the remaining fruit has the space and nutrients to grow large, sweet, and uniform. To aid pollination, millions of honeybees are introduced to the orchards. These bees are often brought in from local apiaries, with farmers paying between $150 and $200 per hive. Their job is vital. Without them, pollination would be slow and inconsistent, jeopardizing the entire harvest. By early summer, tiny peaches begin to grow. This is a period of rapid development, and farmers monitor each orchard closely. Weather patterns, water levels, pest activity, and fruit density are all evaluated daily. Many farms use modern technology such as soil moisture sensors and aerial drones to optimize growing conditions. Roughly 100 days after the trees first bloom, it's time for harvest. This is the busiest and most labor-intensive part of the season. Since peaches bruise easily, they must be picked by hand. Around 5,300 seasonal workers travel to U.S. peach farms each year to help with the harvest. They typically earn between $11 and $16 per hour, depending on location and crop yield. Each picker gently twists and removes ripe peaches, placing them into padded bins to avoid damage. The process is repetitive and demanding, but it's the only way to preserve the delicate quality of the fruit. Once harvested, peaches are quickly transported to nearby packing facilities. Timing is critical. The goal is to process them within 24 hours to maintain peak freshness. At the facility, peaches are washed, sanitized, and sorted. Advanced conveyor systems move up to 5,000 peaches per hour through automated scanners that evaluate size, color, and ripeness. Peaches that meet high standards are sent to the packaging line. Those that fall short, perhaps too small or blemished, are redirected for use in canned products or juices. Before final packing, every peach is visually inspected by workers. Boxes are then labeled with origin, expiration dates, and tracking barcodes before being chilled for distribution. An average processing facility can pack between 20,000 and 50,000 pounds of peaches per day, especially during peak season. These peaches are then shipped to supermarkets, restaurants, and processing plants across the country. In places like Georgia, peach prices often range from 80 to 90 cents per pound, depending on seasonality and fruit quality. Georgia peaches, in particular, are celebrated for their flavor. While other states produce larger volumes, many claim that Georgia's warm climate and soil create the best tasting peaches in the country. Back at the orchards, the cycle never stops. After about 13 to 15 years of production, peach trees are replaced with new ones. This ensures the orchards remain productive and the fruit remains consistent in quality. It's a continuous rhythm of planting, nurturing, and harvesting, a never-ending dance between humans and nature. So the next time you pick up a peach, remember what it represents. Behind its vibrant skin and juicy bite lies a journey of months or even years. It's a product of careful planning, long hours, and passionate labor. From tree to table, each peach carries with it a story of American agriculture. Thank you for joining us on this journey through the peach orchards of the United States. If you found this story interesting, be sure to follow along for more behind-the-scenes looks at the incredible world of farming.